Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you also follow me on all my social media platforms to stay connected with all Keek on the Mic news. So, Bears fans, I was going to come on here and do basically a post-trade Chicago Bears mock offseason, but instead, with legal tampering period starting tomorrow for free agency, I am going to give you guys 3 players that I expect the Chicago Bears to sign when free agency officially opens up on Wednesday. And I'll also be giving you guys the expected contracts of these 3 guys I expect the Bears to sign. So, like we all know, the Chicago Bears have a whole lot of holes to fill. So let's get this video started. And like always, comment down below in the comment section. Give me some guys that you would expect the Chicago Bears to sign when free agency officially opens up on Wednesday. So after acquiring DJ Moore as part of the Panthers trade by trading the #1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers, the Bears still have $75 million in cap space to spend in free agency to make their team a whole lot better. And let me add, that is still by far the most cap space in the NFL. So you add a true #1 wide receiver and you still have the most cap space to spend to make your team even better. The Chicago Bears are set up for success, not only now, but for the future as well. So as a Bears fan, I am super excited to see what happens in this free agency period. So let's get this started. The #1 guy on my list is right tackle Mike McGlinchey. And this is a guy that has been rumored to be signing with the Chicago Bears for a couple of weeks now. The expected contract that I expect the Chicago Bears to give Mike McGlinchey is a 4-year, $56 million deal. And I anticipate this being one of the first moves from Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. Like I just mentioned, rumors have been flying around about McGlinchey joining the Chicago Bears. And as we all know, the Chicago Bears have a huge hole at right tackle. And while Mike McGlinchey is an upgrade at the right tackle position, I want to make this very clear that he is not a huge upgrade at the right tackle position for the Chicago Bears. He is better overall than guys like Larry Borom or Riley Reef. When you look at a guy like Mike McGlinchey, he's a big, physical, and nasty offensive lineman who is a dominant run blocker. There's no taking question about that. That Mike McGlinchey is an absolute beast in terms of run blocking, but his ability as a pass protector can definitely go up and down. He's inconsistent in that department as a pass protector, which is a little bit concerning. And I know there's a lot of people saying, how about Caleb McGarry? When you look at Caleb McGarry, his game compared to Mike McGlinchey games is very similar. How about Jawan Taylor? He's also an option at right tackle for the Chicago Bears. But when you look at a guy like Jawan Taylor, he's a really good pass protector, but then he has questions as a run blocker. So Ryan Poles has to pick his poison when choosing a right tackle for the Chicago Bears. But when you look at Mike McGlinchey, it just seems like the safest bet for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears, just considering that Mike McGlinchey does know the scheme. He's a perfect scheme fit for the Chicago Bears offense. So that makes him a safe choice. And the good news about Mike McGlinchey is that he did have a rough start to last season with the San Francisco 49ers, but he did play a lot better once the midseason started to hit for the San Francisco 49ers. So like I said, with his ability as a run blocker, which is always important, hopefully he can get more consistent as a pass blocker. I just feel like his fit in the offense makes him the ideal choice to bring him into Chicago and help improve this offensive line. I do want to make this known that he will be an upgrade over guys like Larry Borom and Riley Reef. So overall, Bears fans, I expect Mike McGlinchey to be a Chicago Bear once free agency opens up on Wednesday. The second guy on my list is linebacker Bobby Okereke. I expect the Bears to sign Okereke to a 4-year, $38 million contract. And much like Mike McGlinchey, this is another heavily rumored guy to be a Chicago Bear once free agency opens up on Wednesday. And the reason for that is that he is a perfect scheme fit for the Chicago Bears defense. As you guys all know, Matt Eberflus developed him while being a defensive coordinator with the Indianapolis Colts a couple of years ago. And Okereke has developed a deep familiarity with the Bears defensive scheme because of that familiarity with Matt Eberflus. When you look at Okereke, he is a versatile linebacker that can play inside or outside. He's a reliable tackler. He is solid in coverage, and he gets his hands on a lot of footballs, which I really like about his game. He can step right in and be a starter for the Chicago Bears defense, and at that, I think he would make the Chicago Bears defense a whole lot better. So I expect Bobby Okereke to be one of Ryan Poles' first signings, along with Mike McGlinchey. I feel like those two guys are the obvious for the Chicago Bears, and I feel like those two guys will make the Chicago Bears roster a whole lot better. So much like Mike McGlinchey, I expect Bobby Okereke to be a Chicago Bear once free agency opens up on Wednesday. The third and final player that I expect the Chicago Bears to sign once free agency opens up on Wednesday is defensive lineman Dre'Mont Jones. I expect the Bears to sign Dre'Mont Jones to a 4-year, $64 million deal. And it's already been really rumored that the Chicago Bears will be pursuing Dre'Mont Jones in free agency, and rightfully so. I'm about to say my favorite word. This Bears defensive line was absolutely putrid last season. It is a major hole that Ryan Poles needs to address in this free agency. The Bears desperately need help on the defensive line, and Jones would instantly make this Bears defensive line a whole lot better. Dre'Mont Jones has edge and interior flexibility, who shows a quick first step off the ball, which I really like about his game. He's able to penetrate against the run, and he create pass rush protection on the outside or even on the inside. Whatever you want him to do, he can do. Last season, he had 6.5 sacks, 28 pressures, and had a pass rush win rate of 15.9% when lined up on the inside, which ranked 6th amongst all defenders. Dre'Mont Jones is an absolute beast. And I could definitely see him in a Chicago Bears uniform. I expect Dre'Mont Jones to be a Chicago Bear once free agency opens up on Wednesday. And I know a lot of people would say, well, Keek, how about Javon Hargraves? I think the Chicago Bears and Ryan Poles are doing their homework on Javon Hargraves as well. I would be fine with Javon Hargraves as a Chicago Bear. The only thing that you have to keep in consideration is that Javon Hargraves is 30 years old. Dre'Mont Jones is 4 years younger, and I feel like you would get a better deal bringing in Dre'Mont Jones. Maybe the Bears can get both of them. We have enough money to maybe add both of those guys, but at the end of the day, I think the Bears will possibly only be able to add one. I'm considering that the Chicago Bears have a lot of other holes to fill. But all in all, I'll be happy with either Javon Hargrave or Dre'Mont Jones. The Chicago Bears desperately just need to add to this very putrid Chicago Bears defensive line. But all in all, I expect Dre'Mont Jones or Javon Hargrave to be a Chicago Bear once free agency opens up on Wednesday. So, Bears fans, those are the 3 players I expect the Chicago Bears to sign when free agency opens up on Wednesday. And I can tell you guys firsthand that I do feel confident that these 3 guys can come to Chicago and make this team a whole lot better. And I just also want to give you guys some other guys to keep an eye on that I think the Bears could target once free agency opens up on Wednesday. Guys like guard Ben Powers. I talked a lot about him. And also a guy like edge, Yannick Ngakoue. We still need to find that other edge rusher. Probably a couple edge rushers to make this defensive line a whole lot better. So those are 2 other guys that I can see the Bears targeting once free agency opens up on Wednesday. But overall, this is an exciting time to be a Chicago Bears fan. All Bears fans should be excited about the direction of this football team. And personally, as a Bears fan, I am excited to see who we add this week. And I know that we have a lot of money to spend, so I know Ryan Poles is eager to continue to build this football team the way that he wants it. And I have a lot of confidence in Ryan Poles and the direction he has this football team going. But before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. Who do you want to see the Bears sign this week once free agency opens up on Wednesday? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode to Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, back for all new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek